The Holcim Awards is the world's most significant competition for sustainable design. The awards program foregrounds projects and concepts from architecture, engineering, urban planning, materials science, construction technology, and related fields. The competition is conducted by the Holcim Foundation for Sustainable Construction. The foundation is an initiative of Holcim, the global leader in innovative and sustainable building solutions.
Holcim is at the forefront of sustainable building. Our foundation is a catalyst to amplify the best ideas in this area. We like to give a stage to the best and brightest minds in sustainable design and construction, to celebrate them and to accelerate their impact. And we have been doing this so since 2003. What I have learned during this time is that great ideas can come from anyone, anywhere on the planet.
The Holcim Awards takes place across 5 regions: Europe, North America, Latin America, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific. There is a competition category for projects at an advanced stage of design and with a high probability of execution, and a next generation category for the visions and bold ideas of young professionals and students up to 30 years of age. In 2020, nearly 5,000 submissions from more than 120 countries were entered in the awards competition, almost half of them in the next generation category. Around 2,000 entries passed the pre-appraisal screening and were evaluated region by independent juries of experts who then nominated the winners.
In the 6th cycle of the competition, the juries once again had $2 million in prize money at their disposal, including $350,000 for the 21 winners previously announced in the Next Generation category. In the main category, a Holcim Awards Gold, Silver and Bronze, worth a total of $180,000, were awarded in each region in 2020, as well as 2 to 4 unranked acknowledgement prizes worth $20,000 each. All winners in the 5 regions, 33 projects in all, were qualified for the Global Holcim Awards 2021. An international jury chaired by Hashim Sarkis selected 1 winner each to receive the Global Holcim Awards Gold and Silver, as well as 2 equally ranked winners who each receive a Holcim Awards Bronze, carrying total prize money of $350,000. In addition, the jury awarded 4 projects a non-monetary global commendation. All main category prizes, both regional and global, will be presented today. So please welcome your host for today, Maria Atkinson, Chair of the Holcim Foundation and member of the Global Holcim Awards Jury 2021.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Holcim Awards. I'm going to be with you all afternoon to guide us through this amazing event. So as the film presented, it's the 6th time that the Holcim Awards have been held. And what is so special and unique after the last special and unique 2 years is that we would normally hold awards in each of the 5 regions and also have the global awards. Today, we have all of them together. So here is an Australian expression: strap yourself in for a ride around the world to meet and hear the amazing projects that we're celebrating this afternoon. So we're here in Teatro Piccolo, and I think at the end of these all-continent award celebrations, we're going to call it Teatro Grande. I'd like to welcome the additional guests that you've brought with us. With the increase in opportunity, we're able to have some friends and family with us this afternoon. So my very warm welcome to you to join us today as we celebrate your family, your friends who are recognized for their amazing projects. So we've prepared everything, and we're obviously very aware of health and safety and your well-being today. We will enjoy the insights and stories around the projects that win the award in relation to sustainable construction. Tonight, you'll be treated to an amazing dinner of Venetian fare as we go on the boat to a unique island for that experience. I also hear there'll be some delightful surprises. I don't even know what that will be. But of course, you need to feel safe all times, so thank you for wearing the masks. If you're an award winner, just remember for the photos, take off the mask. At Holcim here and the foundation, we take, obviously, your health and safety as a primary concern. So I'd now like to just point out the emergency exits. If there is an emergency, we go out the same way you arrived. We go back towards the water and we meet in front of the Maritime Museum. There'll be people from the foundation to guide us, and we're not anticipating, anticipating any emergency. So if something happens, it's an emergency, and please follow the staff and go to the meeting point in front of the Maritime Museum. So if it should become necessary for you to leave the room unexpectedly, we ask that you meet us at this meeting point. We want to account for everyone. Okay, now because there are so many winners and we have so many prizes to hand out, I'd like to just let you see how many behind me. For those on social media, I want to encourage you. We obviously want to be promoting this event, but at the moment we're live streaming through a webinar with the Biennale and also with the Holcim Foundation website. So we have many others who are joining us live, and it's also available to watch later. If you have social media, I want you to be promoting it. So it's worth noting that there are actually 21 more prize winners than are here today, this afternoon. And this afternoon, we are really just focusing on the main category. And our next generation prize winners are going to meet together next year in 2022 in Chicago to celebrate their prizes. So we haven't forgotten about them. We've been promoting them since June on social media, and we've had a great response from their innovative ideas, their challenges to do sustainable construction differently. I'd like to share an excerpt with you featuring Marilyn Anderson. And Marilyn is on the board with me, but she's also the head of the academic committee of the foundation. And also our much loved Eddie Schwartz, who's representing the foundation as the general manager. And here's a taste of their discussion.
This project is quite complex. Does building sustainably generally require such a comprehensive approach?
Well, I think building sustainably does need a comprehensive approach. It has to look at all these different aspects that make altogether a project sustainable. In this particular case, what is fascinating is to take the existing and try to take the most out of it by trying to restore its lost value, and in this case even give it a new value, like a refugee for manatees.
This means that projects of this kind need an interdisciplinary team to establish it, and yet the author of this project did it all on his own.
Well, it's true that to be truly sustainable, you have to bring in so many things together into a holistic and truly sustainable approach that you typically do have to work across disciplines. So this author had a visionary concept on his own, but to really make this into a reality and get it to work, there is no doubt that interactions with experts in biodiversity, with landscape designers, with experts in these kinds of plants, all of that needs to be happening, and a team has to be formed to truly address this on a tangible level.
You especially mentioned the beauty of the project. How important is aesthetics when a jury looks at projects?
It is actually really important because that's what we love also. We have an emotional reaction to beauty, and in fact it is formally one of the 5 target issues of the Laforge Holcim Foundation's prizes. So contextual aesthetics, I would say, is a very important component, not the only one. There are many others, but it definitely also plays a role.
So the next generation prizes haven't been physically handed over, and that will happen in Chicago next year when the Holcim Awards also has a next generation lab. As you saw in the introductory film, the Holcim Awards take place in these 2 stages. The first and best projects of the 5 world regions are sought and identified by regional juries. The winning projects in the main category of all the regions are automatically qualified to compete in the global awards. So you'll get to know the 5 regional juries later today, and right now I'd like to show you who sat on the global jury with me under the chair of Holcim. We had a great team, and I'd like to thank all the members that are with us today and also those that couldn't make it for all the video conferencing across many time zones. We're now going to proceed with the awards region by region. We will first show you the winning projects per region and hand over their respective prizes before we reveal if and which project from the specific region was nominated by the global jury to receive an additional prize. All presenters of prizes and all winners will be called up onto the stage individually. Please excuse my accent and my pronunciation. I'm hoping I get it right, but if I don't, come and see me on the boat because I really want to get it right. You can be the first to tell the world about this 6 Holcim Awards competition and the winners, and therefore, please, if you have the social media accounts for those that can't be with us, let's light up, let's trend, let's be #1. So the website of the foundation will also show forevermore the winning projects as well. The winners in each region will be announced by a member of the jury from the respective region. So let's start with North America. And I'd like to ask Reed Kroloff to come up onto the stage. Reed is the Rowe Family Dean of the College of Architecture at Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago. And he was the head of the Holcim Awards jury for North America in 2022. Welcome, Reed.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that welcome from both on stage and off. And on behalf of Illinois Institute of Technology, we're very excited to be the host of the springtime event where we'll hand over the next set of awards. And I hope that all of you who can't be in attendance will certainly be online a part of that celebration. This year, the jury took place not in Chicago. We would have loved it to have been there, but online. We never miss a chance to invite people to Chicago. But we had a wonderful jury. You can see them on the screen behind me. An exceptional group of architects and academics, practitioners in a variety of fields who met on a couple of occasions to discuss the projects. It was a very vigorous conversation, not the kind of conversation you might have had in person. Interestingly, I think that having been online made it somewhat more efficient because I think sitting around in a room that's your own makes you feel a little comfortable, a little more relaxed than you might be in a different location. And so we had a really great set of exchanges. I wish we'd had a few more entries. Here's a call out to everybody in North America. We would like to see more entries. We work really hard to make sure that these are well announced. These are large prizes. This is an exceptional program, unique as far as I'm aware, and we would really like to see more response from North America in the future. But we had a couple hundred of projects to go through. These are complex. You'll hear this from, I think, every one of the jury chairs. These are not simple things. It's not a beauty contest. There's a lot of real research that goes into these projects, and so they take time to jury, and they lead to a great set of conversations about where the future of sustainability in construction and architectural design is going to intersect. We were very pleased. I think every one of our jurors was delighted to have been a part of this. And so with having said that, we're pleased to present the winners from North America now in a short film.
We proudly present the winning projects and their authors in the region of North America. The 2 acknowledgement prizes are ranked equally. An acknowledgement prize goes to researchers in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Arizona for hydroculus cooling, a new approach to engage the thermal environment. An organically shaped pavilion was built as a prototype. The shape of the light wood frame ideally channels the downdraft. The shell of the structure reflects shortwave solar heat during the day. At night, long-wave radiant cooling is affected, coupled with embedded thermal mass storage.
The evaporation and radiation mechanism reduces cooling energy by a factor of 10 over conventional systems. Furthermore, this type of cooling enhances comfort and promotes health by humidifying the air.
A next acknowledgement prize goes to Zachary and Associates in Michigan for reconstructed block. A sustainable live work district in Detroit that closes the materials cycle.
Many sections of Detroit are run down, such as the Beltane Industrial District. The project, Reconstructed Block, aims to transform an abandoned historical industrial site into a lively live-work environment. Local recycled materials will be used.
The project includes a number of measures. The old warehouse is being adapted to house exhibitions, vocational training, and shared offices. Recycled materials are incorporated.
Old shipping containers are being adapted to create offices on the site. Vegetable gardens are being planted on a brownfield. The products grown here can ease the budget of each resident of the neighborhood by up to $2,000 a year.
Next are the main winners. The Holcim Awards Bronze, North America, goes to Landing Studio in Massachusetts. For Emerald Gateway, a project for a symbiotic urban green infrastructure belt in Boston.
Boston's Emerald Necklace is a historic park system built along the Muddy River in the 1800s. During the 20th century, 3 elevated highway projects were introduced in the park at Charlesgate, where the river flows into the Charles. The resulting fragmentation severely compromised the environmental and recreational quality of the park and severed a critical link in Boston's non-motorized traffic network. The project Emerald Gateway proposes a series of visionary but realistic interventions to heal the urban green infrastructure.
The project includes over 20 kilometers of reconnected greenway, 1 kilometer of new shared-use pathways, and 300 meters of restored shoreline. The urban bicycle path network will be significantly improved. The elevation of an existing road will unblock a green corridor, and roadway surface runoff will be treated in wetlands to reduce eutrophication and ocean acidification. The Holcim Awards Silver, North America, goes to Lateral Office in Canada for Indigenous Wellness. A project for a holistic healthcare and cultural center in the Northwestern Territories.
The Arctic Indigenous Wellness Center is a new building designed for providing cultural and health-related services. It will primarily serve 22,000 Métis, Inuit, and First Nations people. These Indigenous Canadians are often forced to travel out of their region when they need specialized care. The facility aims to bridge the gap between informal wellness centers and conventional hospitals. Besides providing traditional medical treatment and mental wellness therapy, the center will revitalize elder-to-youth skills transfer.
The facility embodies the local Indigenous concept of wellness that combines physical, cultural, and spiritual aspects. The building is organized into 3 interconnected and distinct functional volumes for gathering, learning, and wellness. Indigenous elders, healers, and youth were included in the participatory design process. And the Holcim Awards Gold, North America, goes to Michael Sorkin Studio in New York. For House as Garden, a self-sustaining and collaborative neighborhood project in Chicago.
Sustainability is often seen as an exclusive privilege of the well-to-do. This project changes that perception. In collaboration with the nonprofit organization Blacks in Green, a sustainable residential building is placed into an afflicted urban neighborhood. As a prototype, it shows how community can be regained and sustained by applying rational and appropriate technologies, self-reliant systems, and a spirit of sharing.
The multi-family buildings consist of 8 flexibly designed residential units, as well as indoor and outdoor shared spaces, including a guest room, spaces for collective recreation, and green areas for on-site agriculture. The concept is based on sharing and self-sustaining practices. The residents share cars, bicycles, gardens, and certain indoor spaces. The project is intended to be net carbon negative, thanks to the many green systems and materials, the extensive greening, and the energy-efficient design. The Holcim Foundation congratulates all winners and thanks them for their significant contributions to sustainable construction.
So we're handing over the prizes. Exactly. Amazing. I'd also like to invite Kate Archer from the Holcim Foundation Board to join Reed on the stage to hand over the prizes. And in order, I would like to invite the first prize winners to the stage. The Acknowledgement Prize to the team of academics and researchers for the new approach to engage with thermal environment in Arizona. Please come on the stage, Dorit Aviv from the University of Pennsylvania and Forrest Medges from Princeton University. Okay, guys, face the front towards a little closer. Get in. It's all about the photo. Congratulations. So moving on. Well done. Congratulations. Moving to the main prize winners. The Holcim Awards for Bronze in North America goes to the Landing Studio for a symbiotic urban green infrastructure belt in Boston. Unfortunately, Marie and Daniel Adams cannot be here today to receive their prizes, but we will ensure, we will ensure that they get those prizes.
We will do that. I think we jumped beyond one more of the acknowledgement prizes that is coming just before that.
Please.
So it's quite all right. We'll give that right now. And that prize goes to a team of academics and researchers for a new approach. Sorry, wrong one. Goes to Zachary and Associates and an international team of architects for a sustainable live-work district in Detroit. So if we could please welcome on stage Diane Van Buren Zachary, Armida Chitsaz, and Ruzbeth Koldani. And I'm sorry if I got those names incorrect. Or I got close.
In the middle, looking at Allah.
Did I get it close?
Congratulations, team.
Go Detroit.
Go Detroit. Thank you everyone. Reed, I think you've got a silver award.
I think I've got a silver award to give out, and I couldn't be happier than to hand that to Lateral Office, the wonderful office from Toronto, Canada, for the Holistic Healthcare and Cultural Center we saw in the film. Could we please have on stage with us Jean Erasmus or Sean Erasmus and Mason White?
Congratulations. Wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And now for the top-ranked project in the region. The Holcim Awards Gold for North America goes to Michael Sorkin for a self-sustaining and collaborative neighborhood project. Exactly. Sadly, Michael died last year due to COVID-19. But with us, in losing an important and architect of very high esteem, it was so important that his wife, Joan Kopchek, could join us, and also Naomi Davis. Joan is a writer and a professor of modern culture and media and a senior research fellow at Brown University. Naomi is the founder of the not-for-profit Blacks in Green, the organization in Chicago that Michael Sorkin and the team supported with this award-winning gold project. Congratulations. Michael will live on with the award, but also the project. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Reed. And thank you, Kate. This brings us to the next region. We're moving through this quickly, the Middle East and Africa, and it's my pleasure to ask Maisa Batanay to join me on the stage. Maisa is a dear friend on the board of the Holcim Foundation, and she was also a member of the Global Awards jury earlier this year. Maisa is the founder and principal architect at Mason Architects and Engineers based in Amman, Jordan, and also with offices in the United Arab Emirates. The jury for the Middle East Africa 2020 was headed by Miriam Kamara from Nigeria, who unfortunately couldn't join us today. Maisa, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. It is wonderful to be here in gorgeous Venice, especially at the time of the Venice Biennale. Truly, truly wonderful. As we gather here today to celebrate and honor a distinguished group of professionals for their outstanding contribution to architecture, construction, and sustainability, we can't help but think about the last 20 months. The challenges caused by the pandemic and climate change, although universal, have especially affected vulnerable communities. Coming from the Middle East myself, I can tell you that the impact of the pandemic is still reverberating very loudly. This makes our work at the Holcim Foundation and the Holcim Awards most relevant. We will continue to bring the attention of the world to what truly matters in creating a resilient built environment with the human being in center. Before I introduce the regional jury, I wanted to briefly share with you my recent experience as a global jury member. Although the jury took place online, and we thought that was going to be very challenging, but to be honest, the beautiful work that was done by the regional jury, choosing the best of the best, the impeccable work that was done by Eddie Schwartz and his team, amazing, actually. I would like to recognize that. And the leadership of the head of the jury, and I would like to recognize Hashim Sarkis as well. What that did, it gave us the space to, and the space to create the right dialogue. All these coming together gave us the opportunity to have a strong debate and conversations, which is actually the essence of assessing awards. So here you have the names of the regional jury members. Thanks to them for the wonderful work they have done. Today I would like to say that for the first time, for the first time, our region, the Middle East Africa region, gets a global award. And out of the 4 non-monetary commendations awards were given by the global jury. These prizes go to 3 of the 7 regional winning projects, which you will get to know in the following film.
We proudly present the winning projects and their authors in the region of Middle East Africa. The 4 acknowledgement prizes are ranked equally. An acknowledgement prize goes to the Heritage Lab at MIT in the USA for connective threads, shelters for refugees in Jordan using upcycled textile waste. The world generates over 80 billion square meters of discarded or unused garments every year. Creating value by coupling this waste with human potential of refugee camps is the idea behind the project Connective Threads. It proposes the use of cultural technology to strengthen the ethnographic and environmental resilience of displaced populations.
The project creates modular tapestries that can be used to make refugee shelters for displaced Syrians. The exterior tapestries are made of recycled jeans layered over emergency blankets and tarps. The interior tapestries are made of recycled clothing layered over UNHCR woolen blankets. These shelters not only provide better insulation than the standard ones, they preserve cultural memory and add aesthetic enrichment to the refugees' daily life.
A next acknowledgement prize goes to Aziza Chawani project in Morocco for Cultural Interlude, a self-sustaining centre to preserve tribal cultural heritage in an oasis. The global trend of urban migration goes hand in hand with exodus from non-urban areas. The oasis Dra Valley in southern Morocco is losing its inhabitants, and along with them, its heritage of tribal music, vernacular architecture, and its agricultural basis. The project Cultural Interlude aims to help preserve local life and culture by creating a self-sustaining cultural center in the town of Mamid El Ghizlain.
The project combines vernacular architecture with innovative design approaches. It incorporates traditional construction with cutting-edge technologies, such as solar chimneys and solar-powered geothermal systems, along with passive systems like composting toilets and rainwater harvesting for both domestic and irrigation purposes.
Another acknowledgement prize goes to a team of architects at the University of Tehran for Inundation Harvest, a project for urban flood mitigation using ancient techniques in Iran. Located in arid southern Iran, Bandar-e-Kong receives just 13 centimeters of rain a year. The problem is that the rain falls only in winter, in downpours that cause heavy flooding within the city. At the same time, the city lacks urban green spaces and adequate agricultural infrastructure. The project Inundation Harvest aims to solve both of these problems by restoring an indigenous ecological system.
The system was in use until about 50 years ago, when it was abandoned in favor of modern technology.
The stormwater is fed into 35 hectares of old date and palm tree orchards, walled in as flood gardens. Today, these gardens are all abandoned and are no longer green and fruitful. The project will restore and reuse these flood gardens, channeling stormwater to them as the old system did. The orchards will be revitalized and once again become a source of revenue for the locals. A next acknowledgement prize goes to Prome Consultants in Uganda for Urban Movement, a multi-model transport scheme for the city of Kampala.
Extreme traffic congestion is a costly and dangerous fact of everyday life in downtown Kampala. Insufficient transportation infrastructure poses serious health risks to pedestrians and vehicle users alike. The problem is so acute that it even has farther-reaching economic consequences.
The project Urban Movement envisions an upgraded multimodal transportation network designed for safe, efficient, and cleaner travel in Kampala. The concept incorporates elements of traffic engineering, landscaping, and urban design to significantly improve the quality of life in the city. Next are the main winners. The Holcim Awards Bronze, Middle East Africa, goes to MEIA Atelier Mar in Cabo Verde for Rebuilding Erupts, a post-disaster community reactivation facility on the volcanic island.
Chadas Calderas is a village situated in the volcanic crater of Pico do Fogo on the island of Fogo in Cabo Verde. Following a disastrous volcanic eruption in 2014, the government decided to create a master plan for the sustainable rebuilding and redevelopment of the village. The project Rebuilding Erupts establishes an educational complex within this plan.
The complex is conceived as a catalyst for the reactivation of community life. It comprises 7 small buildings surrounding a courtyard. The buildings are being erected by locals trained in specific construction methods, besides a light reinforced concrete structure that ensures the structural stability Volcanic rock is used as the main construction material. Utilizing this plentiful local resource reduces carbon emissions. The Holcim Awards Silver, Middle East Africa, goes to Dawan Mud Brick Architecture Foundation in Lebanon for post-war reconstruction, a heritage recovery project for community enhancement in Yemen.
Yemen has been torn by civil war since 2015, and this has caused destruction throughout the country. Many significant cultural sites have been severely damaged or nearly entirely destroyed. This project aims to restore and rehabilitate some of the most important buildings.
9 landmarks are being reconstructed. 3 Sufi shrines, 4 mosques, and 2 domes. The project is being done with the support of the local authorities and the local community. Master masons and skilled artisans are leading the reconstruction work using traditional building methods and materials and training people on site. And the Holcim Awards Gold, Middle East Africa, goes to the Rivak Center for Architectural Conservation in Palestine for growing social fabric, an environmental, social, and cultural hub in East Jerusalem.
This project proposes the rehabilitation of the historic center of Kafra Kab, a devastated neighborhood in East Jerusalem. The project is a collaborative effort between the local community and partnering institutions. It aims to create an environmental, social, and cultural hub for the local community.
Because Kafra Kab has suffered heavy environmental and physical destruction, an ecological approach was chosen. The project incorporates multiple green strategies like recycling, adaptive reuse, rainwater harvesting, grey water systems, and roof gardens. Local materials like limestone, sand, and crushed pottery, wisely mixed with structural concrete elements, are being used in the reconstruction of the neighborhood. The Holcim Foundation congratulates all winners and thanks them for their significant contributions to sustainable construction.
So we'll now hand over the prizes for the Middle East Africa region to the project authors. They'll be presented by Misa and also Stuart Smith, who's also on the Holcim Foundation board with me. Stuart, if you could make your way up. Dear winners, get ready. An acknowledgement prize and one of the 4 commendations of the Global Awards jury goes to the MIT Future Heritage Lab in the US for a refugee shelter in Jordan using upcycled textile waste. Please come on stage, Azra Aksamia and Melina Pilipau. Congratulations. Mesa hands it. I'd also like to ask Marilyn Anderson to is the head of the academic committee, to rush up from the board of the Holcim Foundation and join us on stage, because it does mark that this project was recognized by the global jury and receives a commendation. Thanks, Marilyn. If you could join the photo as well. Wherever you like. Great, guys. You'll be able to see more about this project and the experience. One of the refugee tents is made of the fabric yourself tomorrow, so you can actually touch and feel and see this project. Our winning project is also part of the current Biennale of Architecture that you'll visit in your groups in the schedule tomorrow. Congratulations.
The next acknowledgement prize goes to Aziza Shaouni Projects for a self-sustaining center to preserve cultural heritage in Morocco in a Moroccan oasis. Please come on stage, Aziza Shaouni, Thomas Duncan, and Dana Salama.
Congratulations. Come forward, everyone. Come forward in the lights. Exactly. Celebrate. Congratulations. More clapping, everyone. We're here for a while. Another acknowledgement prize goes to the project for urban flooding mitigation using ancient techniques in Iran. The winning team from the School of Urban Planning and Design at the University of Tehran are accepting this prize in honor of their faculty colleague and main author of the project, Asha Khan Rezvani, who sadly was killed in an accident last year. Please come on stage, Ali Tayabi, to accept the prize on behalf of this project. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you. Congratulations. Nicer.
Yeah, the fourth acknowledgement prize goes to Prom Consultants in Uganda for a multimodal transport scheme for the city of Kampala. Please come on stage, Joseph Kigozi, Jakina Nakawagi.
And Jacinta is the only one here. Unfortunately, Joseph was unable to join us. Jacinta. And Stuart and Misa for the photo. Congratulations. Well done. Thank you. Congratulations. Nicer, I think we're at silver.
Well, the Holcim Awards Silver for Middle East Africa goes to Dawan Mud Brick Architecture Foundation in Beirut for a heritage recovery project. Please come on stage, Mira Furi and Selma Samar Damlouji.
I'd also like to welcome Grace El-Azhar on stage, a good friend of the foundation and the head of sustainability of Holcim Lebanon, to congratulate the team from her country. Congratulations, team. And now for the Holcim Awards Gold Middle East East Africa. I can imagine that you might be thinking, when do I clap? But keep the applause going, keep the energy in the room. You have to clap a lot. So let's give a particularly big hand to Riwaq Center for Architectural Conservation in Palestine for realizing an environmental, social and cultural hub in East Jerusalem. Please come on stage, Sanya Mansour and Sahatha Safi. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now this is my little trip up. I'm very sorry. In my rush for gold, I've forgotten bronze. So we now come back to the Holcim Award for Bronze for Middle East Africa, as well as a commendation by the global jury. So Marilyn, you're going to get those 10,000 steps up the stairs as well. Please come on stage for recognizing Atelier Ma for the post-disaster community reactivation facility and representing the project. Please come on stage, Leo Lopez. And again, congratulations, everyone clapping. Liao and a team, great, come on up. Congratulations. So these guys got the bronze and a global commendation. Facing Alain, get a photo as a team, everyone. Congratulations.
Okay. As I mentioned to you earlier, that the first Global Holcim Award of this competition is going to the Middle East, Africa. The authors of one of the 7 projects you just got to know will be on stage again in a moment to collect one of the 2 bronze awards. Any idea who would be? Let's have a look.
We are pleased to announce the winners of the Global Holcim Awards Bronze, ex aequo, and the Holcim Awards Acknowledgement Prize, Africa, Middle East. The prizes go to Aziza Chawani Project in Morocco. For Cultural Interlude, a self-sustaining center to preserve tribal cultural heritage in an oasis. The global trend of urban migration goes hand in hand with exodus from non-urban areas. The oasis Dra Valley in southern Morocco is losing its inhabitants, and along with them, its heritage of tribal music, vernacular architecture, and its agricultural basis. The project Cultural Interlude aims to help preserve local life and culture by creating a self-sustaining cultural center in the town of Mamid El Ghizlain.
The project combines vernacular architecture with innovative design approaches. It incorporates traditional construction with cutting-edge technologies, such as solar chimneys and solar-powered geothermal systems, along with passive systems like composting toilets and rainwater harvesting for both domestic and irrigation purposes.
The ensemble of buildings in the complex is laid out in response to the prevailing wind patterns to protect the site from encroaching sand dunes. Special windbreak elements are strategically placed to increase protection. The landscaping plan is designed to counteract desertification and prevent erosion.
This region is home to 12 tribal musical styles, and all will be taught at the center. A staff of local musicians will pass on their skills and knowledge to local youth and international visitors. The technologies and design features of the facility will serve as case studies for locals and eco-tourists. This will generate revenue and make the center financially self-sufficient. Additional revenue streams include rooms for rent in the Eco Lodge, proceeds from the music facility, and craft sales.
The Global Awards jury honored Cultural Interlude to receive the Global Holcim Awards Bronze ex aequo 2021, following an Acknowledgement Prize 2020 in Africa, Middle East.
The awards juries highly praise this project for the way in which it engages with sustainability under many different aspects to enable people to remain rooted in their place and to prevent further cultural erosion. The use of vernacular knowledge and energy strategies outlines the project's sensitivity towards the environmental challenges faced in the desert.
What is really fascinating about this project is that it addresses all 5 target issues in a very original and actually deep and thorough way. So it does talk about culture, about music education, therefore about both people and progress, but it also talks about the planet and how you can really work with a building that sort of borrows from vernacular architecture principles and also borrows from bioclimatic principles to propose something that teaches you about how buildings work or can work well in that climate and how this can become then a comfortable, pleasant and attractive environment.
The Holcim Foundation congratulates everyone involved in this project, which represents a significant contribution to sustainable construction.
I am pleased to present this award together with Hashim Sarkis, head of the global jury, and Jose Antonio Primo, CEO of Holcim Morocco. Please. I would like to invite the Global Awards Bronze winners to join me on the stage, Aziza Chawani and her team.
Welcome back. Aziza, congratulations on your award. People familiar with the Holcim Awards know that you already received the award 12 years ago for for a pioneering infrastructure project in your hometown of Fez. So what has changed since then in terms of sustainable construction? We'll find out after the photos. Congratulations, team. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Maria asked you before, earlier, that you won 12. It's not on? No, it's not on.
Closer.
Hello? Better? Okay. As Maria asked earlier, 12 years ago you won the Holcim Award. What changed in Morocco in terms of sustainable construction?
I think actually a lot. I think there is a new generation of young architects and engineers that are much more conscious on, about climate change, also about our traditional ways of building. So I think there is like a movement really emerging in Morocco, and I'm very excited to be part of it.
Fantastic. Well, regarding this project, Judur al-Sahara, what, in your words, what makes it especially sustainable?
I think it's resilience and it's very slow growth. I think I would define it as slow architecture. It took us 12 years actually to develop the project. The program emerged first. So the music school started making really huge change within the life of the community. We integrated within it also anti-desertification teaching with our partner Sahara Roots. And I think the most important thing is that the program and the idea started first and the architecture came later. Yes, so I would say I would define as slow architecture.
Well, congratulations to you and your team. We're so proud of you.
Thank you. Can I add a last word? Actually, Halim Sbahi, who was, I would say, the rock of this project, a member of the community of Mohammed, could not come here due to many reasons, COVID and Italian restrictions. And this prize is actually for him. And I also would like to dedicate this prize to my late father, who passed away a year ago and who's been with me in the handover 12 years ago of the Regional Africa Middle East Prize, and also in the handover in my hometown of Fez of the Global Prize. So this prize is for him.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. How special. Thank you, Maisa. I'd like to announce the next item on the program, and it's no coincidence that we're here today. The 17th Venice Architectural Biennale ends next weekend. It's a great success, and it will all become even more experienced by yourselves if you haven't had the tour when you go on the guided tours tomorrow of Giardini and Arsenale in the morning. Holcim Sarkis is the Dean of Architecture and Planning at MIT and the curator of the most important architectural exhibition in the world held here in Venice. He was instrumental in enabling us to stage this event here at Arsenale, and we thank you for this. Holcim spontaneously agreed to address us about the dimensions of sustainability in construction, from ecology and technology to culture. Holcim, please come on the stage. The podium is all yours, Holcim, and tomorrow too.
Good afternoon. I'm really very moved to be among old friends and colleagues. Thank you all for coming. It adds a lot of energy and momentum to this Biennale. I'm also very honored to have served as president of the jury for the Global Awards, for the Global Holcim Awards, while also being the curator of the 17th Venice Architecture Biennale. We will come back tomorrow to think together and work together on the questions of sustainability and architecture. But the Holcim Foundation and the Biennale, this Biennale, have had a lot of overlaps for many reasons. Beyond the generous support that the Holcim Foundation has given this Biennale against all odds, believing that it will happen, and beyond the many participants in this Biennale who have in the past received Holcim Awards, let me highlight three areas of convergence between the Biennale, between this Biennale and the Holcim Foundation's goals. Firstly, this Biennale, like the Holcim Awards, aspires to take sustainability from being an externality, a contingency of the architectural project and architectural thinking, to become integrated in it, so that there is no aspect of the design project that does not have a sustainable dimension to it. It becomes completely inherent to the way we think about architecture. Secondly, an aspiration that we share, I think, is that we move from thinking about sustainability as a rationality to solve certain problems, a technology to address the problems of the environment, to becoming more of an ethics or an aesthetics, and I don't see the difference between the two, guiding us in how we behave and live together, and also aspiring us to express these aspirations to the world. Thirdly, I think we share the idea that we need to move away from thinking of sustainability as a toolkit to cope with disaster, to becoming a roadmap to think collectively, build a collective imaginary that establishes a much more optimistic approach, responsible optimism to our living together. I mentioned 3 points. Let me add the fourth personal one, please. I am a former student of Marc Angelil, a member of the foundation, member of the jury, and one of the brains behind this approach. I wanted to thank Marc for participating in this Biennale, for teaching me many things, including how to put my thinking, my thoughts in 3 or 4 succinct points. Thank you, Marc.
Hashim, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We very much look forward to guided tours tomorrow with the Biennale. How will we live together? And in the afternoon, we meet here again at Teatro Piccolo at 2:30 in the afternoon for the panel discussions led by Hashim and including many familiar names on the participant list. There are still many prizes behind me, so let's move on to the next region, Asia Pacific. It's our great pleasure to have this region presented by Philippe Bloch, member of the awards jury for Asia Pacific in 2020, last year. Philip is one of the masterminds behind the 3D Striatus Bridge that you went to visit, many of you went to visit before here. You're founder of the Bloch Research Group at ETH in Zurich, and the awards jury in Asia Pacific was headed up by the good friend of the foundation, Namal Kashani in Singapore, who unfortunately, like several, was unable to join us because of COVID-19 restrictions. But please, everybody, welcome Philippe.
Thanks, Maria. It was a pleasure to be on the APAC jury. Quite an experience. It would have been a better one if we would have met in person. But indeed, it was an intense jury. What particularly stood out, I think, for this region is how diverse it is, and that actually the insights of the very different backgrounds of people kind of made us revisit projects that maybe at first glance didn't look that special. But then when you really translated it to what really matters locally, then you started to see these additional layers. So I enjoyed very much being part of this jury, very thankful. So let's go. But before we reveal the regional awards winners for Asia Pacific, I would like to also give a little hint that also in this region, one of the teams will be asked on stage twice. So a next global awards is at stake. In addition,
we proudly present the winning project.
Never mind. Now let's go. Yes.
We proudly present the winning projects and their authors in the region. we proudly present the winning projects and their authors in the region of Asia Pacific. The 4 acknowledgement prizes are ranked equally. An acknowledgement prize goes to Billion Bricks in India and Singapore for empowering the homeless, a self-financing residential complex in the Philippines.
This project is located in Minolan, 70 kilometers north of Manila. It combines social housing for 125 homeless families and a solar power plant that will produce and sell enough energy to finance the development.
The roofs of the buildings are covered with photovoltaic panels that will generate 25 times more power than the residents will need. The surplus energy will be sold. The revenue will initially be used to pay off the construction of the buildings. Our next acknowledgement prize goes to Peking University and Touriscape Architecture and Planning in China for Green Blue Network, a project for nature-based urban drainage infrastructure in Shenzhen. Around the globe, infrastructure projects with the single objective of flood control have turned hundreds of natural rivers into channels of little ecological value. This project in Shenzhen transforms an inefficient drainage system into an efficient and valuable green-blue asset for the city.
85% of the world's sewage is released untreated into rivers and oceans. The design harnesses the biological processes of mangroves and wetland plants to naturally treat and clean wastewater, which can then be used to irrigate and fertilize crops. This approach can save 70% of the energy typically required for wastewater treatment.
Another acknowledgement prize goes to Odo Architects in Vietnam for Propagated Sanctuary, an urban forest and economic catalyst on Banana Island.
Hanoi is one of the most polluted cities in the world. It used to be home to a diverse range of flora and fauna.
A large group of volunteers plans to restore the subtropical forests on Banana Island, a 26-hectare island in the Red River.
The project aims to introduce abundant greenery into the urban fabric, reduce carbon emissions, and multiply the number of native species by planting endemic trees and plants. The flora will enable animals to return to their natural habitat, boosting regional biodiversity.
A next acknowledgement prize goes to AT Architecture in India for Upgrading Labour, a social housing project to improve the living conditions of workers in Cambodia.
Over 1,700 factory workers live in the Phnom Penh Special Economic Zone in Cambodia, many in inadequate housing. This project proposes 3,000 new social housing units for these people. It aims to provide high-quality, affordable homes that will allow a healthy and adequate standard of living.
The design appropriately responds to the requirements of the workers and the ecological context of the site, resulting in a simply organized and aesthetically pleasing environment.
Each home is part of a linear cluster which forms a pattern of alternating solids and voids. Each apartment has a courtyard on 2 sides. A vegetable garden and a large green area enhances the value and the attractiveness.
Next are the main winners. The Holcim Awards Bronze Asia Pacific goes to an international team of experts. For High Performance Tower, a high-rise building in Australia providing new programmatic elements.
This project introduces a new sustainability model on the skyline of Sydney. Emphasizing next-generation systems design, it brings nature into the workplace, supports economic vitality, and points the way to a more sustainable mode of new construction.
The design pursues low energy and high comfort performance. The 39-story tower accommodates 4,000 workplaces.
The tower consists of a rigid concrete core and a steel frame exoskeleton that supports 8 independent timber-framed fire separation zones of 4 to 7 floors each. Spacious indoor gardens behind the fully glazed envelope enhance physiological and psychological well-being.
The Holcim Awards Silver Asia Pacific goes to Arc City Office in China for Ancient Rejuvenation, a project for urban revitalization as alternative to demolition in Shenzhen.
Sheijing Ancient Fair is the largest historic district of Shenzhen City, but it lacks appreciation. Young people are moving out, old buildings are deteriorating, emissions pollute the air. Many historic sites are at risk of loss due to neglect.
The project Ancient Rejuvenation aims to revitalize the historic district through a careful combination of preservation and cultural, employment and infrastructure improvement measures. And the Holcim Awards Gold Asia Pacific goes to Office PDAA and CSTB in France for Agrarian Enrichment, a project to create a sustainable urban and agricultural system in Lanzhou.
Urbanization is a challenge everywhere in the world. In China, new cities have replaced many old villages. For example, those scattered across the Nan River Valley, where farmland is being progressively fragmented. The project Agrarian Enrichment envisions a new form of sustainable urbanization in this valley.
The intention is to preserve the cultural heritage of the agricultural valley and integrate the farmland into a broader urban and agricultural system. Proposed is the construction of 6 metropolitan villages, incorporating the historic villages. The master plan includes an extensive irrigation system for the farmland. Spring water and rainwater are collected in underground basins and distributed through a series of canals to the fields. The Holcim Foundation congratulates all winners and thanks them for their significant contributions to sustainable construction.
These are truly outstanding prizes. The projects deserve the prizes, and to be handed over with Philippe, I'd also invite Margalie Anderson, a member of the board of the Holcim Foundation and also the Chief Innovation and Sustainability Officer for Holcim Group. Welcome, Margalie. An acknowledgement prize as well as a commendation by the Global Awards jury goes to Billion Bricks for a sustainable social housing project for homeless families in the Philippines. The winning authors are Prasoon Kumar and Robert Verjit from India and Singapore. Please come on stage. Prasoon and Robert. I'd also like to ask Marilyn Anderson to join once again to hand over the commendation on behalf of the global jury. No one knows all the winning projects and awards cycle as well as Marilyn. She was a member of all 5 regional juries and also the global jury. Congratulations, guys.
Another acknowledgement prize goes to Kongjing Yu and his team from Beijing for a project introducing nature-based urban drainage infrastructure in China. Unfortunately, the winners were not able to join us today, but they will for sure get their prize.
So the third, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. The third acknowledgement prize goes to ODDO Architects for the cultivation of the urban forest as an economic catalyst in Vietnam. Again, unfortunately, the authors Marek Obtulovic and his wife Mei Lan Chi were at the very last minute, only yesterday, unable to join us here in Venice. So congratulations to them.
A next acknowledgement prize is awarded to At Architecture in India for a project to upgrade the living conditions of the local workforce in Cambodia. Please come on stage, Neha Rane and Avnish Tiwari.
Congratulations. Exactly, keep clapping. Well done. The acknowledgement prizes have been given, and now we come to the regional awards. The Holcim Awards Bronze for Asia Pacific, as well as one of the 4 commendations by the global jury, go to an international team for a project in my home city. It's a new sustainability model pursuing low energy and high comfort performance of a 39-story tower of Atlassian in Sydney. Please come on stage to collect your awards. James O'Callaghan from London, Edward Chan from Los Angeles, Wolfgang Kessling from Transsolar in Munich but global, Lisa Rumming also from EOC in Los Angeles, and Andrea Taichira from Chop Architects in New York. Please guys, come on stage. Congratulations. Come forward. Big group. And Marilyn will also hand over the commendation on behalf of the Global Awards jury. Fantastic, well done. Philippe?
The Holcim Award Silver for Asia Pacific goes to AR City Office in Shenzhen for a plan to revitalize a historic district through a mix of interventions. Please come on stage, Xian Lu.
Xian, congratulations. Where was the photographer? So the top regional prize for the Holcim Awards Gold for Asia Pacific goes to a project that envisions a new form of sustainable urbanization by a team of French authors. Therefore, I'd like to ask Francois Petry to join us on stage. He's the CEO of Lafarge France. And importantly, now for the winners, Jean-Pierre Prenlas Decour. I'm getting better, I think. Christina Garces and Sylvie Ravalet. Please come on stage to collect your gold award. Congratulations. Well done. Thank you.
But which of the projects from Asia Pacific do you believe will win a global prize? Let's have a look.
We are pleased to announce the winners of the Global Holcim Awards Bronze, ex aequo, and the Holcim Awards Acknowledgement Prize, Asia Pacific. The prizes go to Odo Architects in Vietnam for Propagated Sanctuary, an urban forest and economic catalyst on Banana Island.
Hanoi is one of the most polluted cities in the world. It used to be home to a diverse range of flora and fauna. Especially over the last decade, the number of native species has dropped drastically. For example, the number of bird species has fallen by 90% to just 25.
A large group of volunteers plans to restore the subtropical forests on Banana Island, a 26-hectare island in the Red River.
The project aims to introduce abundant greenery into the urban fabric, reduce carbon emissions, and multiply the number of native species by planting endemic trees and plants. The flora will enable animals to return to their natural habitat, boosting regional biodiversity.
Skywalks will make the forest accessible to people. The self-sustaining ecosystem will serve as an open-air laboratory for students and researchers. The forest will provide jobs for the island inhabitants. many of whom are experienced farmers who could easily be trained in forest maintenance.
Endemic trees will be planted, so the project will also curb alluvial soil erosion caused by heavy flooding. The area around the island will become more attractive for tourism and investments, providing significant economic sustainability.
The Global Awards jury honored Propagated Sanctuary to receive the Global Holcim Awards Bronze ex aequo 2021 following an Acknowledgement Prize 2020 Asia Pacific.
The awards juries applaud the bold act of awareness that comes with this project. It calls for urgent attention on the recognition of green infrastructure in Vietnam's urban landscape, while acting as a social and economic catalyst for the city.
This is a very special project that basically brings in a public space into a city and therefore protects it in some way, but with very interesting perspectives and strong benefits. So we can consider it as kind of the central park of Hanoi, meaning the way that Hanoi can breathe. But in this case, there were many further assets to the project. On the one hand, it is based on a volunteer bottom-up approach to try to bring up this project. On the other hand, it has a very strong focus on the ecology and on really selecting the right plants at the right place for the right reason so that it can serve a purpose beyond just a public park. And on top of that, it also serves as a pedagogical place to engage with citizens and to offer them kind of an open-air lab that brings them in there to learn also about ecology and the park itself and vegetation in general. So with these very strong assets, it becomes kind of a super park in a way and a very good and important answer to the current urbanization of Hanoi.
The Holcim Foundation congratulates everyone involved in this project, which represents a significant contribution to sustainable construction.
Congratulations indeed. This project wins the Global Holcim Awards Bronze ex aequo alongside the project from Morocco. As you heard before, unfortunately, the prize winners cannot be here today to take on their awards, but the foundation will make sure that they get in a less spectacular situation to get their awards nonetheless. So congrats again.
Thank you, Magali and Philip. Indeed, we will make sure. So I would once again like to draw your attention to the next item on our agenda this afternoon. As you can see, the prize winners will all have to do a little bit of weightlifting. In addition to the certificate, they each receive a substantial trophy. The acknowledgement prize trophies feature a golden mean gauge. The main award trophies are abstracted of the icosahedron. This is very important in architecture. These forms are mounted on the base and not just any base. The next film will tell us a little more about these very special awards.
The Holcim Foundation presents over 50 prizes for innovative ideas and projects in sustainable construction in every cycle of the Holcim Awards competition. The trophies are mounted on a base made of a very special concrete. This concrete exemplifies sustainable materials and reflects a passion for innovation. This year, the bases are made of EvoPact Zero concrete. The formula for this concrete was developed in the laboratories of Holcim, Switzerland. A team of 4 specialists mixed the EvoPact Zero concrete and formed the bases.
EvoPact Zero ist der erste klimaneutrale Beton in der Schweiz, wird hergestellt ab 2020. Also im EvoPact Zero ist Recyclingmaterial enthalten, also spezieller Zement, Susteno, der Mischgranulat enthält, also das heißt aufbereitete Bauschutt.
Die Lafarge Holcim Awards besteht nicht aus dem normalen Zement, wie man ihn von früher her kennt, sondern ist ressourcenschonend, das heisst stark Klinker reduziert, das heisst weniger CO2-Ausstoß. Und der Klinkergehalt, den wir kompensieren, wird auf aufmaligem Mischabbruchgranulat hergestellt. Mischabbruchgranulat. Das wird im Rückbau von Hochbauten wird das aufarbeitet. Das haben wir bis jetzt eigentlich immer in Reststoffdeponien deponiert. Und man, durch das Aufmalen will man das wieder in den Zyklus einbringen.
The trophy bases are molded in transparent forms with a foam core to reduce the weight. The EvoPact Zero is carefully placed into the forms and allowed to cure. The forms are then gently stripped. The bases receive a finishing touch and are then heat treated for a lighter color.
Das prozessbedingte CO2 tut man so kompensieren, dass man die Aufforstung fördert. Das heisst, man tut pro Kubik Beton einen Baum pflanzen.
Nach dem schönen Guss bei Holcim, Betonguss, wunderschön poliert geschliffen, wird vorab zuerst das Grundlogo appliziert im Siebdruckverfahren und die Rezeptur. Rückseitig haben alle Betonsockel eine schöne Rezeptur vom bestehenden Beton. Der nächste Schritt, der folgt, ist jetzt der Teilnehmer, der für jeden Betonsockel separat appliziert wird.
Special gauges are produced to be mounted on the bases of the acknowledgement prizes. They can be used to transfer dimensions in the golden ratio, a symbol of ideal balance, which is also the aim of sustainable construction. Mounted on the base of the main Holcim Awards trophy is Holcim's unique abstract icosahedron, which also embodies the golden ratio. The individual elements of the icosahedron are painted by hand in Zurich. Manuel Munuera has produced every Holcim Awards trophy that has ever been made. He personally assembles each trophy by hand. After the trophies are double-checked and repacked, they are ready to be handed over. Next stop, Venice.
Well, there's still 2 regions remaining, so let's head over to Latin America now. And this region is being represented today by Loretta Castro. Please join me on the stage, Loretta. Loretta is the design director and founder of Tala Capital and professor of architecture at the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico.
Great.
She was head of the Holcim Awards jury for Latin America, and she is no stranger to our awards stage. 3 years ago, she was the recipient of the Global Awards Gold for a stunning project in her hometown in Mexico City. Welcome, Loretta.
Thank you, Maria. And thank you, everyone. It's my great pleasure to be here representing our region, Latin America. I have to say that we had a really great time judging these projects. We had a very large number of entries, as Latin America usually does, and we hope this will continue that way. And I'm very proud to say that the projects we were evaluating, most of them aim to address the most current pressing conditions and issues that take place in the region, such as the preservation of ecosystems in the urban realm, specifically hand labor, housing, and the accessibility to education and culture. I also want to thank the incredible jury we had. They were very generous, and it was a very diverse group, as you can see, from Latin America and from Europe. They were all committed to finding the most creative, still effective proposals for the region, both for the next generation and for the main category awards. So thank you for this opportunity. We really enjoyed these 2 days of jurying, and thank you for the excellent entries that we continue to receive in Latin America. So continuing with this, you will not be surprised that there is also a project from Latin America among the global winners. Which one will it be? We will see in a while, and let's roll on the film with the winners.
We proudly present the winning projects and their authors in the region of Latin America. The 4 acknowledgement prizes are ranked equally. An acknowledgement prize goes to El Sindicato Arquitectura in Ecuador for Accommodating Above, a project for minimalist housing units in Quito. Mastering the housing crisis in fast-growing cities is one of the most urgent challenges of urban planning and architecture.
This project places housing modules on empty roofs in Quito, treating roof space as a strategic resource for urban densification.
The concept of stacking upon existing buildings can help attenuate land speculation and urban sprawl. It offers significant potential for economizing, and it provides new opportunities for affordable housing.
The project advocates a lightweight lifestyle. It shows that living with less is possible and will be a future trend. It empowers people with economic, social, and environmental awareness who seek an alternative way of living.
A next acknowledgement prize goes to Estudio MMX in Mexico for Creative Space, an arts complex for youth entertainment in Canalejas. El Tepozan is a new campus designed for arts and crafts education. Conceived through collaboration between the architects and the Tierra Adentro Cultural Mission Foundation, it provides a safe and creative environment where the citizens of Canalejas can meet, work, learn, and produce art. The architecture employs vernacular design strategies, which enhances the sustainability profile of the project. Passive mechanisms include high thermal mass walls and jagueas, a type of pre-Hispanic infrastructure for collecting and distributing water for natural cooling. The use of local materials and traditional construction methods is part of the circular economy strategy of the project. Another acknowledgement prize goes to a team of architects in Argentina for Housing Infill, a project for regenerative and flexible urban densification in Cordoba. Housing is lacking and land is expensive in most cities. This project in Cordoba addresses this problem through compact construction. Featuring a flexible design that allows change and adaptation, the proposal strives for sustainable urban densification. The urban setting of the project calls for compact construction to achieve sustainable urban development. The proposal aims to consolidate and regenerate the urban fabric, achieve appropriate urban density, and take advantage of proximity to urban centers.
In addition to the infill strategy, the project relies on green building strategies: green roofs, enhanced thermal comfort solutions, solar collectors, rainwater harvesting, and the nearly exclusive use of wood. Therefore, this solution minimizes not only the building footprint, but also its energy consumption.
A next acknowledgement prize goes to Lesh Alfaro Architects in Argentina for Park Evolution, landscape revival project at a former zoo in Mendoza.
How should zoos be designed and used? This has become a hotly debated issue in many regions of the world. A zoo in Mendoza drew heavy criticism and was forced to close in 2019. This project takes that site, completely reconceives it, and transforms it into a place where nature and people can reconnect in harmony.
The forms, materials, and characteristics of the entire site will be adapted to merge with the natural landscape. Structures that once caged animals will be repurposed or replaced by wetlands that will support new natural ecosystems. Next are the main winners. The Holcim Awards Bronze Latin America goes to Espacio Colectivo Arquitectos SAS in Colombia for Vernacular Greenhouse, an energy-efficient housing project.
This project is a prototype for a combined residence greenhouse for mountain farmers in Colombia. The vernacular approach to the design allows for high productivity, indoor comfort, and economy. Synergies between residential and agricultural functions are exploited, and space planning and material selections are optimized.
The building consists of two parts, an inner wooden volume constituting the house, and a translucent shell that functions as a second skin and as a greenhouse. The polycarbonate envelope enhances thermal performance and simultaneously enables a variety of produce to be grown, despite the low temperatures at high altitudes. The Holcim Awards Silver Latin America goes to Estúdio Gustavo Utrabo in Brazil. For Collective Harvest, a community-engaged nut processing facility in the Amazon basin.
This project is a new processing plant for locally collected nuts. The riverside site is in the village of São Francisco in the Amazon basin. The building design is the result of a long and inspiring collaborative process involving the community and Natura, the client.
The building comprises a series of independent volumes housing the various programmatic functions. These volumes are united beneath a single, continuous wood frame roof. Beyond satisfying the program, the design aims to provide adequate labor conditions for the workers and to supply the local community with productive, cultural, and economic opportunities. And the Holcim Awards Gold Latin America goes to Connatural Architect in Colombia. For Wetland Vitality, a landscape design project for environmental recovery and social sustainability in Bogota.
Wetlands are vital to our planet's survival. They are sources of water, serve as way stations for migratory birds, and store a third of the world's terrestrial carbon. This project aims to consolidate the Jaboc wetlands in Bogota.
The consolidation is achieved via a 5.5-kilometer-long linear park that integrates recreational and natural areas and offers educational opportunities for the community. The landscape planning was used as an opportunity to create a live botanical collection. Plants were selected depending on their impact on the ecosystem and the potential to strengthen the wetland flora and fauna. The Holcim Foundation congratulates all winners and thanks them for their significant contributions to sustainable construction.
I lost my place. Congratulations to all these winners. The prizes now, you know it, will be handed over by Loretta, and also I'd like to invite Harry Cougar from the Holcim Foundation Board, but Harry, you were also on the jury for Latin America. So Harry, would you join us on the board up on here on the stage now, please? So we have a few to get through. I'm going to kick it off with the acknowledgement prize, which goes to El Sindicato Equitara for minimum housing in Ecuador. Please come on stage, Xavier Duke, Maria Rienzoso, Guerra, Nicholas Vitari. Xavier, Maria, and Nicholas, congratulations. Loretto and Harry in the photo, please. In the middle there. Congratulations. And for the photo. Nice and close, guys. Congratulations.
Another acknowledgement prize goes to this exemplary architecture studio, MMX, from Mexico City for the Arts Complex for Youth Entertainment in Mexico. Please come to the stage, Jorge Arbizu and Diego Ricalde.
Congratulations. Harry? Congratulations. A further acknowledgement prize goes to an author team from Cordoba for a regenerative and flexible urban densification project in Argentina. Please come on stage, Maria Amelia Darakadis, and Valeria Yahos. Congratulations. Well, it's concrete.
And the fourth of our four equally ranked acknowledgement prizes goes to Lesh Alfaro in Buenos Aires for the landscape revival project at a former zoo in Argentina. Please come to the stage, Leticia Alfaro and Guillermo Lesh.
Congratulations. And the photo, guys. Around for the photo. Well done. Congratulations. I know, you really have to clap a lot. So just keep in mind that we've just got to build the energy all afternoon. So let's have more rounds of applause for the main winners in Latin America. First, for the Holcim Awards bronze. It goes to Espacio Colectivo Arquitectos for an energy-efficient housing project for farmers in Colombia. Please come on stage, Carlos Benacourt and Aldo Purata. Congratulations, guys.
And now for the Holcim Awards Silver in Latin America, it goes to Estudio Gustavo Utravo for a community-engaged nut processing facility in Brazilian Amazon Basin. Please come to the stage, Gustavo.
Congratulations. So we're pleased to hand over the Holcim Award Gold for Latin America to the team at Conatural in Medellin for a landscape design project for environmental recovery in Colombia. Please come on stage, Santiago Hurtado, Edgar Mazo, Sebastian Meyer. Congratulations. All together in a nice tight group. Congratulations. Latin America gold. Well done.
And now, which project team will come on stage again to receive a well-deserved global prize as well?
We are pleased to announce the winners of the Global Holcim Awards Silver and the Holcim Awards Gold for Latin America. The prizes go to Conatural Architect in Colombia for Wetland Vitality, a landscape design project for environmental recovery and social sustainability in Bogota.
Wetlands are vital to our planet's survival. They are sources of water, serve as way stations for migratory birds, and store a third of the world's terrestrial carbon. This project aims to consolidate the Jaboc wetlands in Bogota.
The consolidation is achieved via a 5.5-kilometer-long linear park that integrates recreational and natural areas and offers educational opportunities for the community. The landscape planning was used as an opportunity to create a live botanical collection. Plants were selected depending on their impact on the ecosystem and the potential to strengthen the wetland flora and fauna.
The ancestral value of plants is being rescued from the past while simultaneously contributing to food security and the economic viability of local populations.
The design sets the scene for a relationship between urbanities and the wetland ecosystem. Archaeological artifacts are showcased in the gardens, and educational plant practices are illustrated.
The close proximity of the wetland to various educational institutions makes this botanical project accessible and allows the local youth to appropriate the amenity.
The Holcim Awards juries honored wetland vitality to receive the second most important prize for the 6th International Holcim Awards, following the top prize already in the region of Latin America.
The awards juries are impressed by the holistic approach of the project that includes actions of environmental, social, spatial, and cultural order. It integrates a wise, sustainable, pluralistic, and participatory logic, aiming to repair a long-lost relationship between humans and nature through wetland restoration.
So this project is really interesting from the standpoint of going very far into the details of how to recover a wetland. So in a way, what was particularly impressive about it is how much effort and research was done to define what exact plants, how exactly the ecological system can work, how do these plants contribute to recovering the wetland better and better, and to combine this with an intervention that is based on building aspects that are just right. So not too much, not too little, but are not intrusive and contribute to the overall agenda of recovery of a wetland.
The Holcim Foundation congratulates everyone involved in this project, which represents a significant contribution to sustainable construction.
We know that water and water management represents a huge challenge in Latin America, and I'm very pleased to know that the global jury recognized this, mainly this project that recuperates a broken city from its core. I am very proud to present this award together with Hashim Sarkis and Angelo Bucci, members of the Global Awards jury. Hashim, a big applause.
Well done. Congratulations.
If you guys can stay, we have a quick interview. Sebastian, Edgar, and you stay. That's good. So congratulations. I've heard that your project is already well underway.
Yes, the project is really actually ongoing, and it's in a very advanced stage right now, like 75% of the project.
Fantastic. What interests you personally about wetlands, and why wetlands there in Jaboque, in the center of Bogota?
We spend a lot of time working with water, rivers, lakes, and wetlands. And when we had the opportunity to work in the Jaboque, it was really interesting, but not just because of the water and the hydrological behavior of the ecosystem, also for the Muisca heritage, which is a pre-colonial culture who inhabit the Jaboque and who understand the Jaboque as part of their cosmology. It was like almost like their god. The water was their creator. So we want to take this kind of relationship with nature to the present.
Great. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the team.
Thank you, Loretta.
Thank you.
So I'll make the use of time again. With every competition cycle, with every forum, with every Holcim Foundation event, our family grows. But unfortunately, there are times when we have to say goodbye to someone from our circle, at least officially. So it's my duty today to bid farewell to two very deserving colleagues of the board of the foundation, Marc Angelil and Enrique Norton. Marc shaped the foundation since its inception, like almost no one else. He was a member of the board of the Holcim Foundation from the beginning in 2003 until the end in 2019. He served as the head of the academic committee from 2013 to 2019, and he was a member of about 20 regional and global award juries. Marc Angelil is Professor Emeritus of the Architecture Design ETH Zurich and visiting professor at the Harvard Graduate School of Design. As Hashim mentioned this morning, there are very few people that we know that don't have a 6 degrees of separation to Marc Angelil. Enrique Norton looks back on a similar period of time where he was instrumental in shaping our foundation, its activities, and its fun agenda. He was on our board for 15 years, participated in various juries, and amongst many other things, enabled meetings of the board in stunning locations in his hometown of Mexico City. Enrique is a principal and founder of 10 Arquitectos. The offices are both in the US and in Mexico, and he teaches at various universities and mentors many. Due to the pandemic, Marc and Enrique had to wait nearly 2 years to receive their well-deserved thank you awards. Marc and Enrique, please join me on stage.
Enrique.
Enrique. I even have a microphone for you.
Apparently we have to say something. I say. I say, you say.
So I'm going to start. Marc, as I said, you've been with the foundation almost continuously since the inception. Oh, don't be so worried.
I'm terrified.
One of the many legacies is, in fact, the target issues. I love that they're up here. You came up with these have been developed, further developed. So how were these foundation guidelines created, and how would you formulate them, if at all, differently in 2021?
All right, so we started 20 years ago, and we had no idea what we were, what we were doing. Basically, they were moving targets, and we were constructing sustainability on the run. And, you know, we wrote texts, and we presented to the board, to Enrique and our other colleagues, and, you know, they were getting more and more complicated. You know, we had 7 targets, and then 9, and then 10, and then at one point we managed to package them in 5, but as a matter of fact, they are 10. And, you know, if you read between the lines, you will see some references to social contracts, to the Kyoto Agenda, to the Paris Climate Agreement, to the Rio Agenda, etc. And at one point, Edward Schwartz said, please simplify. Okay? So he came up with the idea of the P's. Okay? So planet for environmental performance, people for social inclusion, etc. And then there was the hanging P, power. Where shall it go? To the people, to the planet, to the economy.
Oh, Enrique. So, Enrique, I don't want you to answer this. I want you to answer really in the personal interest. What event related to the foundation that has had the greatest impact on you? I mean, there has been so many things that it's done, but what's affected you the most?
Well, it's been an incredible journey, Maria, as you can imagine. It's almost 20 years. I remember as if it was yesterday. When
we were kids at the time, you know.
Yeah, we were kids. We're still kids. When we were convened in Zurich almost 20 years ago. And obviously I must remember, you know, and honor people like Marcus Ackermann, Ralph Swaron, obviously Eddie Schwartz, you know, and everybody else that has been with us through all of those years. There have been really amazing years. But I should also give you something very personal that has touched me very much today. A few years ago, when I happened to be the chair of the global jury in one of the occasions. After we finished the jury, I got a call, a very angry call, from a brother of mine, Michael Sorkin. Oh. So I'm really pleased that today Joan received for Michael this award, very well-deserved award, which created at certain moment in time, now forgotten, certain controversy. You may remember that within the board. So I'm very happy. So I'm very touched, and I really honor also Michael Sorkin, who can be with us.
Thank you to Michael. Thank you. So I would like to just invite Marilyn Anderson, who's taken over from you, Mark, as the chair of the academic committee on the board for both of us to pass to you your awards.
We're getting a P present.
Thank you, ladies.
And just as a small word, big shoes to fill, of course. After Mark, I would just like to also thank you both for everything you have done for the foundation. Thanks to you, it is what it is now. Mark, thank you for your continuous knowledge. The level of depth of knowledge can be realized when you start talking to Mark. You think after the first you're done, but no, there are actually 4 others. So lots of learning and a great encounter. Many thanks, Mark. Enrique, also a lot of experience, wisdom, also a lot of straightforwardness and just common sense, which is, I think, what we really need today in this world. So we have had a lot of excellence awards today, and we will continue to have some. These are gratitude awards that are maybe even more important and that you deserve more than anyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So to Enrique.
Thank you so much. Gorgeous. Thank you, Marilyn.
We get up. In the front, in the middle. No. Look at this, the family. They're not going anywhere, anyone.
Great.
Congratulations, and thank you for your vision, your passion, for all you've done for us. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you. So the number of prizes behind me has decreased, I'd say significantly, but there's still enough for an entire region, Europe. This region will be presented by Jeanette Kuhl. Please, Jeanette, join me on the stage. You're the founding partner of Karamak Co. Architects in Zurich, professor at Harvard University, Graduate School of Design, and Jeanette chaired the Holcim Awards jury for Europe in 2020. And I think there was also an award for a project you did back in 2017. So please, to you, Jeanette.
Great, thank you very much. So I'm very honored to have been able to be chairing this very exciting, actually, chapter of the awards with a really, esteemed group of colleagues. In fact, we had some very, very passionate discussions over a course of several very long days, getting to know each other actually very well through Zoom, seeing into each other's living rooms and offices, and in fact feeling therefore quite intimate as a result. But one thing that I think marked this cycle of discussions in the European region was that it has been, in fact, one of the highest number of entries, and also from a very diverse, let's say, representation across Europe, with countries from England to Russia, from Sweden to Italy that actually submitted projects. And in fact, I think that we all agreed it was important to understand Europe not as a single bloc, but really as a place which is very, very diverse, with also very diverse conditions and challenges. And Europe is, of course, in the history of the Holcim Awards, traditionally receiving one of the most entries. It's also perhaps the region that is the most privileged in the sense that we have regulations in place in a lot of countries with public tendering processes that demand, in fact, a certain level of sustainable thinking. So in that sense, we actually had very high expectations. This time around, it was for us important to not simply recognize good projects or good projects that incorporate sustainable ideas, but really ones that challenged the way that we think of sustainability, the way that we think of our current ways of design, and that would broaden, in fact, the ways in which we could perhaps apply these processes in also other projects in the future. So in fact, a lot of the projects that we started looking at were projects that would have greater impact beyond what we saw at hand. Most importantly, we also wanted to recognize projects that dealt with interrelationships between various scales, ways of thinking that essentially bound very sort of local resources and conditions to wider reaching consequences. You will see that it ranges from projects that tackles the rethinking, let's say, of a big box typology to tackle urban sprawl, to innovations in timber construction, to projects that tackle social sustainability in rural contexts, as well as projects that really rethink our material resources from the very core of what we think of as construction. So it was truly a very, very enriching set of projects, a very enriching set of discussions, and we hope that you will be as inspired by them as we are. So maybe now we can, actually before we start rolling the video, I guess I should also say that probably you guys are already sort of sensing out that there's something special coming up. Almost all of the global prizes have been awarded by this point. 2 bronze awards went to the Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific. And the silver award went to Latin America just now. So congratulations. So there is only one award now that is still to come. That is, yes, the Gold Award, and that is staying for this cycle in Europe. So please enjoy with me the winning projects from Europe and maybe see if you can guess who will be getting the Gold Global today.
We proudly present the winning projects and their authors in the region of Europe. The 4 acknowledgement prizes are ranked equally. An acknowledgement prize goes to the living architecture practice in the USA. For Data Propelled, a data-driven design project to optimize environmental and economic sustainability in Hamburg. How can factories be designed not just for technical and economic performance, but equally to meet environmental goals while providing optimal working conditions? The project Data Propelled offers a model that tackles this challenge. The proposed facility was developed using a data-driven approach and a participatory design process. The author evaluated multiple design alternatives in order to find the best fit option and ultimately settled on a V-shaped building.
The building provides a comfortable indoor working environment characterized by transparency. Windows and skylights are strategically placed throughout the building to provide excellent visibility and lighting, particularly in the production areas. The large glazed surfaces also allow open views through the building itself and into the green spaces beyond.
A next acknowledgement prize goes to Querkraft Architekten in Austria for Integrated Big Box, a project promoting new sustainable design practices in the inner city of Vienna. New retail buildings are usually built outside of city centres, hence the proliferation of suburban malls and strip shopping centres. Countering this trend is the project Integrated Big Box. It's the first full-size IKEA store in a city centre. In Vienna, the building is highly compact, well insulated and well shaded, so energy consumption is very low. It's equipped with concrete core heating and airlock doors. This well-balanced approach makes for excellent energy efficiency. The building is conceived as a lean and flexible infrastructure, easily adaptable to future changes. Another acknowledgement prize goes to Baum, Fuso and Hamet Architects in France. For resource circulation, a visionary city development project triggering new sustainable dynamics in Bordeaux.
France is committed to ambitious environmental goals. By 2050, the nation aims to become independent from carbon fuels and reduce its greenhouse gas emissions to a quarter of the 1990 levels. Within this scenario, the project Resource Circulation aims to turn urban waste into a valuable resource for the city of Bordeaux.
A recycling park will be created in a vast natural area to the northwest of the city. The proposed development incorporates not only the technical infrastructure for waste management, but also landscape rehabilitation and design. A next acknowledgement prize goes to NO1 Architecture in France. For Rural Catalyst, a farmhouse conversion project to enhance social sustainability in Sivillers. Can architecture revive historic rural villages? The project Rural Catalyst answers this question. The program called for transforming an abandoned farm into senior residences. The new facility should not only house the elderly, but create a new community centre to enrich social life in the small village of Sivillers.
The architectural language harmonizes with the historic fabric of the village. The 4 old farm buildings were rehabilitated without destroying their original character. A new structure was added to connect the ensemble and enclose a central courtyard. Although modern, this structure is sensitively integrated into the new complex.
Next are the main winners. The Holcim Awards Bronze Europe goes to White Architecture in Sweden. For Towering Virtuoso, a cultural centre precinct with carbon-neutral profile in Skellefteå.
The site is located just below the Arctic Circle in Sweden. The project is a mixed-use cultural centre that includes a hotel, 6 theatre stages, a public library, 2 art galleries, an auditorium, restaurants, and a spa. The facility is conceived to become the new living room of the city, where all should feel welcome.
Engineered wood framing offers easy prefabrication, low emissions from material processing and transport, and carbon sequestering throughout the life of the building. Prefabrication is a key aspect of the concept, supporting simultaneously local businesses and making a more precise and efficient construction process possible. The Holcim Awards Silver Europe goes to Project 5 Architecture in London. For Restoring Common Ground, a project creating space for peace-building activities in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
This project aims to mend the divide between 2 communities in Bosnia and Herzegovina. As a collaborative effort between the architects and Most Mira, it will give this NGO a permanent physical facility. Most Mira means Bridge of Peace. This charity has been serving the region for over a decade.
The site is located between the ethnically different villages of Petrovkai and Kevliani in the former war zone. The war-damaged house on the site is being transformed into a vibrant public facility for cultural and reconciliation activities. The facility will house an art studio, a versatile theatre, a crafts workshop, and a home for up to 14 people. The project is conceived to be financially self-sufficient within 3 years.
The new construction will be in rammed earth with a minimal additional structure in reinforced concrete.
And the Holcim Awards Gold Europe goes to Baubüro in situ in Switzerland for extending the cycle, a building that shows how the design process can be turned upside down to achieve circular construction.
It's common practice to demolish old buildings to make room for new ones. This project redefines the starting point of the design process by treating demolition as an opportunity to source construction materials.
An industrial building is preserved, repurposed and expanded by 3 stories to house 12 residential units. The additional stories are built using materials reclaimed from demolition sites.
The design process started with the collection of salvaged building elements and materials. The materials were then catalogued and their potential for reuse was determined. This process encompassed everything from staircases to aluminum windows and photovoltaic panels.
When a required material was unavailable, the architects used new materials. They carefully selected natural materials like wood for structural framing, straw for insulation, and clay for interior finishes. The Holcim Foundation congratulates all winners and thanks them for their significant contributions to sustainable construction.
Congratulations to these winners. The prizes will be handed over by Jeanette and also Dick Hebel, who was part of the European jury, but is also a member of the Foundation's academic committee. Dick, please join us on the stage. This is our final round, but not our least. Our first of 4 acknowledgement prizes goes to the Living in New York for a data-driven design project in Germany. This project's in Hamburg, where is also the country head office of Holcim. It's my pleasure to also ask Thorsten Hahn on stage, the CEO of Holcim Germany. Welcome, Thorsten. He'll receive the prize on behalf of the author David Benjamin, who had to cancel his trip to Europe at the very last minute. And Thorsten will make sure that David gets this prize. So we would like a photo to at least give to David that we are recognizing. Come forward, gentlemen, into the spotlight. Jeanette, in the photo, please. Thank you. Thank you, Thorsten.
The second of the 4 acknowledgement prizes goes to Querkraft Architekten for a project in Vienna that rethinks big box retail for a better urban future. Please welcome to the stage Carmen Hottinger.
Congratulations. Well done. So a further acknowledgement prize goes to a team of architects from Paris for a visionary city development project that was based in Bordeaux. This is the second of 3 winning prize teams from France. So I'd also like to ask Francois Prétry, the CEO of Lafarge France, on stage again to help us hand out the awards. And of course, we want the representatives of the winner. Please come on stage, Harms Arouis, to accept the award. Congratulations. Congratulations.
And the 4th acknowledgement prize we are handing over goes to N01 Architektur in Strasbourg for a farmhouse conversion to enhance social sustainability in the rural regions of France. Francois, please stay on stage or come back on stage again to deliver the prize. And of course, also the winner, Florent Revel, please come on stage.
Wonderful, congratulations. And now for the second last round of today's ceremony, the presentation of the 3 main prizes in Europe. The Bronze Award goes to Witt Architecture for a cultural centre precinct in Sweden. Please join us on the stage, Oscar Norilis and Robert Schmitz. Congratulations, guys. Well done.
And now, for the Silver Award, the Holcim Silver Europe goes to a project creating space for peace-building activities in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Please come on stage, Fernes Kausevic and Kemal Pervanic.
Well done. Congratulations. The Gold Award goes to Bilbao in situ for a building in Switzerland that is primarily constructed, as we saw, so sensitively with salvaged materials. Please give a big hand to the winning team that includes Barbara Buzo, Pascal Henschel, Eric Honiger, Kirsten Muller, and Benjamin Puano. Congratulations. Nice. Congratulations.
Is this working? Sorry. Now it works. Okay, great. I think we just wanted to kind of pick your brain a little bit for your thoughts on this method of construction, which you've done now for quite a long time, in fact. But of course, you know, the Holcim Awards, you can say, oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. We want the video.
I was too excited about interviewing them.
Yes.
We are
so
pleased to announce
anywhere.
the winners of the Global Holcim Awards Gold and the Holcim Awards Gold Europe. The prizes go to Baubüro in situ in Switzerland for extending the cycle, a building that shows how the design process can be turned upside down to achieve circular construction.
It's common practice to demolish old buildings to make room for new ones. This project redefines the starting point of the design process by treating demolition as an opportunity to source construction materials.
An industrial building is preserved, repurposed and expanded by 3 stories to house 12 residential units. The additional stories are built using materials reclaimed from demolition sites.
The design process started with the collection of salvaged building elements and materials. The materials were then catalogued and their potential for reuse was determined. This process encompassed everything from staircases to aluminum windows and photovoltaic panels.
When a required material was unavailable, the architects used new materials. They carefully selected natural materials like wood for structural framing, straw for insulation, and clay for interior finishes.
The use of recycled and low-impact materials reduced the embedded carbon footprint of the building by about 60% versus conventional construction. The building is designed for future disassembly. Elements can be dismantled and reused again when the structure reaches the end of its service life. This is an essential aspect of how the design supports a circular economy.
The Holcim Awards juries honored extending the cycle to receive the most important prize of the 6th International Holcim Awards, following the top prize already in the region of Europe.
The Global Awards jury highly commends this project for the disruptive construction methodology it proposes to achieve carbon-neutral buildings and enable circular economy models in the field of design and construction. It shows how much potential exists and is lost in buildings that are torn down to the point that dismantled elements are reused as brand new components for new construction.
So this project is about real circular economy. It's about how you can apply circularity in construction to almost a level of perfection. So first of all, it starts with having preserved an existing building rather than destroy it, and then on top of that, to have been able to bring actually waste from the demolition of other projects into a very compelling, actually beautiful and new reinterpretation of what former components can become when they're reused as such without losing their quality.
The Holcim Foundation congratulates everyone involved in this project, which represents a significant contribution to sustainable construction.
Woo! Global gold. Come on, guys, in the middle. In the middle.
I'd like to also welcome to the stage, sorry, I jumped the gun a little bit earlier, but I'd like to welcome to the stage Holcim Sarkis, who will be presenting with us the Global Holcim Gold Awards, and Jan Jenisch, CEO of the Holcim Group, as well as Clemens Wögebauer, Commercial Director of Holcim Switzerland.
Clemens,
please join us on the stage.
Come on. Thank you, Clemens. Holcim, it's gold, it's spectacular. Congratulations, team. Well done. Jeanette in the photo. Okay, Alain, can you get this? Everyone close. Woo!
All right, so now I get to do the part that I really wanted to do earlier. Sorry about that. You know, as I was saying, I think before, is that this kind of philosophy is something that you've been toiling with for a while. But the Holcim Sustainable Construction Awards is traditionally known for, in fact, construction with new materials and, you know, putting new buildings together. So, were you surprised in getting this Global Gold Award?
Yes, I am surprised and I'm very much moved, and I would like to dedicate this prize to all our friends in Africa, because they are the ones who brought us on this way. Eric and me have been working in Africa, and when we came back, we could just not stand what is going on in Switzerland, in Europe, regarding waste and disposal of waste, and just abusing of resources. And that's why we started to think differently. We also realized how high the quality of construction is in Switzerland, and we thought it cannot be true that we throw all these things away.
Could you tell us also a little bit about what you are doing to help promote this way of thinking in broader terms?
We are doing a lot. We are working on all areas where we can do the promotion. We are teaching at ETH now. We have founded 25 years ago an association for the promotion of for the promotion of the reuse of construction elements. We have, in the meantime, about 15 organizations in Switzerland who are doing the same. And we are trying to change the laws. We are trying to get insurances to help us to give a guarantee to people who do not yet believe in it. We are trying to convince owners of buildings not to demolish them, but to reuse, refurbish, and adapt them.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Congratulations. Well done, team. Thank you, and thank you, Jeanette. So, we've got some pictures for our album, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the further course of events. Venice is a world between land and sea, and we're about to see more of it together on the boat trip that will take us to another island farther away. There we'll enjoy dinner together, but we'll already be able to toast so many of our prize winners on the journey. The boat's waiting for us at the same place where you disembarked today, and you just walk down to the lagoon, turn right towards the Piazza San Marco, crossing 2 bridges before you see the boat again. For now, a big thank you to everyone for making this very special day. To my fellow board members, and missing with us is Brinda Samea and Alejandro Aravea, who can't be with us in Venice, and they want to send their love and support and celebration to the prize winners. But there's also a team behind anything like this that gets put together. And it's my absolute pleasure to actually ask the team to come out, to stand up. Eddie, you hate this. Eddie Schwartz, Vanya, Mona, Diego, Alain, Marius, who did the entire production out the back. Come on, come on. Mona, where are you? Diego on the photography, Alain on the photography, Marius here, and beautiful Catherine, who's back in Switzerland dealing with all the changes. Come on, Diego. Come on, Marius. For all you do, thank you. What a team, hey? What a team. Thank you. So now, all those prize winners been practicing with your weights. We actually need you back here, up on the stage, because we have to help you pack them. So just one member who's holding the heavyweight prize, please come back on stage. Or do you want a global? You want everyone? Jeez, Alain. All right, I want everyone that's received a prize and a commendation and acknowledgement up on the stage for an impossible photo. Let's go, everyone. Come on, congratulations. You don't have to wait, those that aren't in this photo. Please make your way across 2 bridges to the boat and wait for us to go for dinner.